Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose Writes and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fan fiction. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Tell me in the comments how your holidays have been. I would love to know. Huge shout out to Oriollie for this amazing commission. Just look at the detail. I will leave their link down below, so definitely show them some love. Now then, please enjoy Her Boyfriend, the Elf. Dad, seriously? Do I have to wear this? It's embarrassing. Adrien choked out as he hid his face, avoiding eye contact with anyone he might know. Being a celebrity sometimes had its perks, but being known by practically everyone in Paris wasn't one of them. Especially not now dressed as the perfect Christmas elf, the kind you see in nearly every Christmas movie. And he just so happened to be in the busiest place in Paris the week before the holidays, the mall.
Adrien, when people think of Santa's helpers, who do they think of?
Gabriel said with a lilt of playfulness in his voice, which was severely out of character. His father being in a good mood, now that was a Christmas miracle. The elves, Adrien said begrudgingly, setting a fluffy green hat on his head.
Precisely,
his father said, adjusting his son's cap properly.
You're just here to see to it that the line to see Santa is well maintained. Also, you'll need to take some pictures for the local Christmas magazine.
What if people in his class saw him? Worse, what if his girlfriend saw him? She'd never let him live it down. Adrien had also been scheduled to make an appearance at the mall as Cat Noir, but he had already promised his father he'd come to this even though he'd much rather be hanging out with his Ladybug. He couldn't stop from releasing a sigh, then automatically stiffened. His father approached, looming over him in a typical intimidating fashion. But instead of his typical scowl, was a half smile. He took Adrien's shoulders.
Lighten up, Adrien. It's Christmas.
He checked his phone as an alarm sounded.
I'm needed for an interview.
Without another word, he left Adrien with the mall Santa and a sea of chaotic children lining up with their parents, who looked nearly just as eager. Adrien needed to lighten up? Now he had heard everything. With a grumble, he stood outside the gate made of plastic candy canes. Good morning, boys and girls, and happy ho-ho holidays, Adrien said with a monotone voice. Who's ready to see Santa? All of the children, unaware of his disdain, jumped up with hands raised, shouting, Me, me, me! Go on in, he said, ushering in a small girl with round glasses half the size of her face and bushy red hair. As he dealt with the kids, he couldn't help but wish he could be with Ladybug posing for photos as a handsome cat with the lady of his dreams. But no. He was babysitting wild animals in an embarrassing costume. Oh my gosh, Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. He knew it was likely he would see her, but he had just hoped he could escape with the last of his dignity. He removed his fluffy hat that looked similar to Santa's, a blush emerging on his face. Ha, ha, ha. Adrien mock laughed, crossing his arms. You're not funny. I think you mean ho, 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 right? Ladybug winked, flashing her brilliant smile. Adrien rolled his eyes but smiled back at her. That's Santa. He laughed as he sent the next child to meet the big man himself. Well, one of the 100 replicas that wandered around Paris, but they didn't need to know that. They had been unaware of the small eyes that lingered on them until the small red-haired girl screeched, Ladybug! I'm so excited I'm gonna barf! This sparked even more chaos as kids surrounded Ladybug asking for hugs and autographs. She had learned to become a somewhat extroverted person, but sometimes she got anxious from all the extra attention. Settle down, children. Adrien spoke calmly yet firmly. Give Ladybug a bit of space. He turned his attention back to his spotted girlfriend. Hey, don't you have an interview and photo shoot with Cat Noir today? Yeah, but I'm flying solo today. Ladybug said as some children reached out for a hug and others passed her to go tell Santa their deepest wishes. He had something else planned for today. No big deal. Before Adrien could respond, a small boy tugged on his fluffy sleeve. "Hey, Mr. Elf! Do you know Ladybug?" Adrien smirked at Ladybug, then crouched down to be at eye level with the child. "Yes, I do. Don't tell anyone, but she's actually my girlfriend." "You're dating Ladybug?" Then he suddenly remembered it was a secret. "You're dating Ladybug?" Adrien just gave him a nod and the boy's eyes turned to Ladybug then back. "Wow! Cool! When I'm all grown up, I want to date Ladybug too!" His eyes twinkled with a childlike hope that seemed to be lost in the rest of the world. "Well, this one's taken, but I know you'll find your own Ladybug someday." The boy's eyes sparkled with Christmas cheer and excitement for the future. "Now run along, go see Santa." "Wow, you're doing a good job with these kids," Ladybug said, taking the hat from his hands to place it back on his head, fixing his blonde mop while she was at it. He smiled at her, then turned to greet a new wave of children who took their place in line in the same monotone voice. "Why are you so cranky, Mr. Elf? I thought elves were always happy because they were making toys." A blonde girl in the front of the line crossed her tiny arms, jutting a hip out. Her little lip was out in a frown, peering up at Adrien. It was Ladybug's turn to crouch. "He's just upset because his tights are a little too tight." She giggled as the little girl's eyes went wide. "Oh!" "Hey, my tights are not too tight!" Hearing what he just said, Adrien's face turned a deep shade of red. "I mean..." "Don't worry," the girl chirped, taking his hand in hers. "I get cranky when my tights are like that too. It gets better, I promise." She whispered, a large smile lighting her face like a Christmas tree. Adrien's eyes narrowed at Ladybug, who struggled to contain her giggles. He plastered on a smile. "Thank you, Camille," the girl said proudly. "Thank you, Camille. Now..." He gestured to Santa with his head as the line only continued to grow in length. Before leaving, Camille grabbed Adrien's face, pulling it close. "What's happening? Where are this kid's parents?" She said thoughtfully after releasing him. "I'm gonna name you Jingle." "Actually, Camille, my name is..." "Okay, see you later, Jingle." "I think you made a friend," Ladybug said, draping an arm around him. She checked her bug phone, her smile fading. "Oh, sweetie, I better get going. Pictures to take, fans to meet. You know how it goes." And he did, both as Adrien and Cat Noir. "Christmas movie marathon at my place?" "Of course, but only if we start with Elf," she said with a wink. He gave her a look. Was she still making fun of him? This elf costume had to go as soon as possible. "What? You know it's my favorite." With a wave of her hand, she vanished, no doubt late for the interview. Even when intending to be on time, she's still late. Adrien spent the next few hours trying to create some Christmas magic for the children, just biding his time until he could see his Ladybug again to partake in some movies and her famous hot chocolate. "Bye, Jingle!" Camille shouted, waving frantically on her way out of the mall. "Bye, Camille. Merry Christmas!" "I'll talk to the big man and we'll make sure you get exactly what you wanted." The giddy child gasped, releasing her father's hand. Camille ran over to Adrien, wrapping her tiny arms around his legs, squeezing tightly. "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You're the best elf ever, Jingle!" She squealed, her voice growing squeaky in her excitement. Adrien smiled as he patted her blonde head. Maybe being an elf wasn't so bad. Thank you so much for listening. Another shout out to Oriollie for this beautiful commission. Definitely check them out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, stay miraculous!